Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the north side as the US player, we have Magno. Spawn on the south side as the Wehr player, we have Happiness. As you can probably see by the chat window, this one was submitted to me during the stream, so let's go to get started. We do got what appears to be 2 Pioneer opener. Yep, no blinking lights, so that's a double Pioneer opener. This map's quite large, so we may see extra engineers. But both sides going for 2 engineering squads. Explored on out. Will we see riflemen or will we see Jeep riflemen? And over here, let's see MG42, Volksgrenadiers, motorcycle, Trimwagen. Which one may it be? I'm guessing Volksgrenadiers. Yep, guessed correctly. Of course, got the fuel and strategic point being captured on up. This strategic point being captured up before this munitions point. So that strategic point will be in a cut-off sector. Not like it's going to provide any resources either way.
No enemy in sight.
And it's going from this fuel to this munitions point here. This fuel point is being captured on up, and likely the rest of these points as well. Volksgrenadier has deployed on out. So that'll make one squad of Volks into a Trimwagen.
Engineers, eyes and ears, come on.
Mission point being captured up, got a fresh squad of riflemen. Nothing else being queued up at this moment. The Volksgrenadiers are capturing up the VP right there.
Rifle squad has the objective.
The munitions point has been secured by the rifleman squad, and over here we do have the engineers capture the fuel point.
Listen up, rifle squad.
And we've got this munitions point being captured up as well. No bullets have been fired yet this game. And now the Volksgrenadier are actually laying down some wire right there. Usually you don't see wire deployed out right there, but if you have a chainsaw deployed out, that can be very nice. Rifleman squad. Oh, first engagement. Here's Trimwagen versus Rifleman. Rifleman now getting inside the garrison, and it has been wired off over there as well. So engineers can make short work of the wire with some wire cutters. It's in the name. And now the Trimwagen's getting repaired up while in combat. The Pioneer squad could see some fire there. Back off the far side, the Trimwagen be a bit more of a safer repair. And this munitions point now be captured up as well. We do got some wire deployed out included.
What's up?
Overall, it looks like the US player has better fuel control, while the Wehrmacht player is getting some better, well, more strategic control on placement of various assets. Not sure what the best term for that. Trimwagen is advancing forward, and he will go and protect the wire from these engineers. We got a flamer deployed on the engineers. Okay, I was expecting him to go for some wire cutters, but which you don't need the mines before that, like the Company Heroes do. I expected he was going to try to charge forward and get some wire cut. He is going back away from the far side, so maybe actually he is going to try to wire cut the wire from that side, which is the safer side. Volksgrenadiers riflemen engaging at long range, and this rifle squad does fall back. He decided not to stick around for too long in that region.
Engineers, good to go.
Riflemen are going to be capturing that munitions point. Pioneers skirting around. Now we've got these 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers. Riflemen do get inside this building. It is a relatively good building to fight from. There's only 2 windows on the side, and we've got 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers engaging from that side. So this rifleman squad will be forced out relatively shortly. Trimwagen getting repaired on up while able to find an angle where it doesn't receive any retaliation fire and able to put his machine gun down range as well. Rifleman here is going to be capturing up that fuel point. Pioneers hauling down inside this garrison. Now the engineer squad's advancing forward as well. We've got the Volksgrenadiers. This engineer should be able to get some great work done, get some great bursts there on the Volksgrenadiers, and these guys receiving some good damage as well. and the rifleman and the engineer has to sustain a whole lot of fire. Another flamer engineer squad on the flank, so it looks like the Volksgrenadiers will need to fall back, the Wehrmacht player. Now got the engineers. Looks like we've got 3 squads of engineers now at the bottom of the field, going a late 3rd squad of engineers. M42 has been pulled now, getting some great suppression there, and that's the engineer squad.
Our forces are taking
Will get fully wiped by that thanks to that MG42. And now we've got the base MGs protecting the flank of the MG42 squad. This pioneer, also wounded. He needs to avoid any sort of confrontation. If he tries, okay, the rifleman squad does fall back right there. Wehrmacht sniper is deployed on out as well. Rifleman squad is receiving lots of fire on their retreat path. Receiving still more and more fire, but this guy will make. Nope, the motorcycles, not motorcycle. The Schimmwagen is going to try to pursue his retreat. Still potentially a squad wipe. We've got the flamer and the rifleman squad still in sight. Going for Fort HQ. That is an incredibly rare asset for a US player. You mostly see that by the Panzer Elite player because of the forward healing effect, but now we've got a forward HQ. Going to be successful for the US player. I like seeing unusual. The engineer squad does back away to the far side and now has access to 3 forward reinforcements. This forward HQ will throw a loop in the plan there. Oh, excellent mine detonation there. Doesn't finish off the Volksgrenadiers, but still, good mine detonation. Engineer squad fully reinforced. Rifleman squad still needs a couple more models. He does have plenty of manpower for it. And now the engineer squad receives more and more sniper shots there. Rifleman squad does get suppressed right there.
Enemy unit.
Flamer Pioneer does go down. Flame Engineers burning the sniper. What's more hated, snipers or flamers in real life? Because both tend to be executed on sight. Flamer Engineer does fall back. We got the Rifleman squad fully pinned right there. There's no forward retreat button in this game unless you retreat back to the captain. And this Flame Engineer squad is receiving a bit of fire right there. Nothing deployed back here. No triage center. Sticky bombs being researched. And over here, just have the Wehrmacht quarters, so I don't see any Pioneers deploying anything else just yet, so both just tier 1 for both sides. Engine 4 and 2 advancing, or setting on up, I should say. The opposite of advancing. Or, that's not the opposite. The opposite is retreat. Rifleman squad here will need to fall back really shortly. He's going to try to go for a sticky bomb, but he's prone to being wiped right now. Retreating back is a better option. Though even then, the Schimmwagen is getting some great body blocks there. And good damage there onto the MP42. Wipes out the Rifleman squad. Got 2 Rifleman squads and 3 Flamer Engineers. At this point in time, what is a... he doesn't have enough manpower for it. He does need us a lot of healing there. The Fort HQ will likely get decaptured right now. And I do have Airborne being selected as well. I was going to say, with 3 Flame Engineers, what's a possibility of going for the motor pool and then pulling out a half-track and play the game like Dawn of War 2 and just try to pop out your infantry forces, dismount your infantry forces like that, like immediately dismount 3 Flamer Engineers behind something? That should be quite deadly.
Position under fire from crowd troops.
Flamer Engineer does receive a hit there.
We have a threat to our victory point.
Sniper's got it zeroed in. Hey.
Got some nice snapshots there, and this HQ has not been decrewed, and is going for a forward Rifleman squad from that garrison. From the forward HQ, very nice. We do got a landmine here deployed out by the Wehrmacht player. No minesweepers, no potentially possible either.
MG47 strafing run available.
Engineers are suppressed. We got the rifleman squad skirting around, getting some quick damage there onto the MG42. And the MG42 gets fully wiped, and since it's wiped while packed up, it does get fully destroyed as well. Or disappeared. Not necessarily destroyed. Shimvagen's severely wounded, receiving some automatic weapon fire there. This rifleman squad does get suppressed. We got a MG42 here. Another MG42. At this point in time, airborne seems like an increasingly good option. Primarily the strafing run. Rifleman squad's pushing way forward. He may want to deploy some observation posts down the munitions point. He may want to get a supply yard to start spending that fuel to get improve his manpower income as well.
Germans are taking one of our points.
The rifleman squad does fall back right there. He's almost enough munitions there for a strafing run. This flame engineer squad will need to fall back. Does fall back. Check the high ground. There is no high ground. I suppose on top of some mounds of dirt. This ancient rifleman squad is getting ripped apart right there. And here comes strafing run. Looks like got some good hits. Not really a good strafing run there. Flamer engineer squad may get wiped out by the Volksgrenadiers. Does get wiped out there by something at least. And his engineer's rifleman squad will need to back off a little bit. And this rifleman squad is seeing quite a bit of fire, getting reinforced, but slowly getting whittled away. Rifleman squad advancing, forcing back the sniper, and got a full retreat by the Wehrmacht player. Since we know what doctrine the US player has gone for, switch with the Wehrmacht player. 3 command points. Looks like he has not selected the doctrine just yet. We also have the Strom Armory. At this point in time, a Nebelwerfer seems like a good option for me. You also know he's against airborne. 2-3-4 is not bad either. But against the garrison, I'm feeling Nebelwerfer. Or maybe even the artillery officer.
We're losing a sector.
Pioneers here.
Pioneers are severely wounded. We have no Kampfkraft Center for any sort of veteran C. We kind of mixed force here. 2 Minesweeper Pioneers. Interesting. And the Rifleman squad is advancing forward. He now knows what doctrine his opponent's gone for. Now he's that's a good idea that he's going to be trying to store up his munitions. Observation posts could be deployed out to improve that so valuable munitions income. And his Pioneer squad does get quickly wiped out by those bars.
The Yankees are grabbing
Got
our
triple capture in
territory.
favor of the Allied player, US player, which means he has more than double his opponent's tickets as well. Rifleman squad and Flamer engineer inside the garrison. And now we do have a supply yard. And we see a full tank depot going on up as well, so we may see a Sherman tank would actually be pretty good. Skip the Hellcat, go straight for the Sherman tank. It'll provide some great anti-infantry support as well as ability to hit armor as well. Crocodile? Well, a Crocodile wouldn't be half bad either. Won't do much versus 2-3-4s, but oh, there's a US landmine there. Finds both of their engines. Ooh, very good. Pioneer right here, so he does have one Pioneer nearby. And this Pioneer is pushing forward. Both of them are wounded. Got a destroyed engine and a damaged engine. Nothing deployed by the tank depot just yet. Alright, everybody, make a prediction. What vehicle will we deploy out first from the tank depot? It'll be a Sherman, M10, Hellcat, or Crocodile. You got 4 options,
We have 200 points.
which nothing's been deployed from it just yet.
Good as new. Field repairs complete.
Kampfkraft Center has been deployed on out, nothing being upgraded at the moment. And now the Ford HQ is being decaptured as well.
Folks, pay attention. Construction complete.
And now something's being built. As everybody's guesses are in of what's inside, I'll give you 5 more seconds before I switch back to him. Or we could just wait until something gets actually fully deployed.
Reporting. Puma, ready to blow.
2, 2, 3, 4s. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is in there. I want to see a Sherman tank, and it's a Hellcat. Darn. I like Sherman tanks. Yep, you are correct. It was a Hellcat.
Hellcat on the field, sitting pretty.
Hellcat deployed on out. He does have 166 munitions, which means he has enough for a strafing run, which could be very handy indeed. And actually pick off a AT gun. If I no, he doesn't even have a Kriegsberg, so we can't deploy an AT gun. But we do have a Stug.
Hellcat here.
Losing ground.
Get the piss pounded out of him.
Unit dead.
Oh, there goes that Schimwagen. Stug will be very useful versus a Stug or Hellcat. He does not have any sort of
losing a
grenadier at the
munitions point.
moment, so no Panzerstreich, just simply the Stug for AT support and Panzerfaust from the Volksgrenadiers. Hellcat does roll a bounce there. Veterancy 1 for tanks, no veterancy for infantry nor support weapons. He has 3 Pioneers still, so he actually rebuilt that Pioneer. Got a bit of manpower stored up as well, so he could invest in
We are
something
losing ground.
big at least. So he's a little bit low on fuel, and looks like he doesn't have anything deployed out, so he just needs a bit more fuel for anything.
Fire.
234, firing some shots there onto the Hellcat. Rifleman captured up that point. This rifleman is tangling with that Volksgrenadiers. This rifleman squad does do a full retreat right there. Hellcat and Stug engaging out. Hellcat does roll a miss there. Stug rolls a hit. He does have, of course, 2 engineers here for repair support, and does get a pen there on the Stug. Sorry about that if you heard my drink. Airborne troops being deployed on out. We'll be able to get some recoilless rifles. Likely we'll get some recoilless rifles. No doctrine selected for the Wehrmacht player. Let's see what doctrine he should go for. He knows against airborne with that strafing run. He knows against Hellcats. You don't really deploy out any heavy assets to deal with a Hellcat. There's a lot of assets. So, Terror, honestly, doesn't limit any sort of doctrine. You may want to avoid Flak 88s, could be bombed by P-47s, but that's about it. Though the other abilities, off maps, they're okay, but not exactly, but this gets more of a mobile force. So maybe Blitzkrieg would be the best. Stews are very effective versus the large amounts of infantry, and Tiger Tank's not bad. And Manpower Blitz is always very nice to have, so maybe Blitzkrieg is the best doctrine. Though, it's more subjective, honestly. Pioneer Squad severely wounded, does fall back, does spot the landmine blowing out. We got repulsed rifles here. Engineer seeing quite a bit of fire there, almost dead. Repulsed rifles does connect, gets some good hits there. That is a Wehrmacht landmine there. Now pushing me forward those repulsed rifles. Hellcat severely wounded, may have found a landmine right there. Damage engine crit currently. Repulsed rifles firing some shots there onto the Stug.
Attention. The enemy advances.
And got a Nebel Warfare now deployed on the field. Airborne squad does fall back. Rand killed landmine. There's a lot of landmines deployed on out.
Died in heroic action. Secure
Ooh,
sector is under
the
attack.
squad have died in heroic action. Looks like he lost the Pioneer squad. Nebel Warfare raining on in over here. Hellcat still has a damaged engine. May receive some sporadic fire. And he may have detonated a landmine right there. Recon run does come forth. Still 5 command points as well. There goes that truck. And open bullets.
Field repairs complete.
The U.S. player has a lot of tickets sold compared to his opponent. 437 to 155. Soon there'll be a neutral capture, but the U.S. player has nearly tripled the amount of tickets. That 2 tanks has been researched. It does have 222s as, or 234s as well. Nebworf is affected by support weapon veterancy, while Pack 40 is affected by light vehicle. Basically needs a bit of veterancy on everything. Does 30 cal does find a landmine there that's also crewed by rifleman model, so he has got to pull his supply drops. Does force it back. The 30 cal does escape on out of there, but barely. Airborne squads are advancing, and airborne and rifleman squad are trying. Maybe it'll get us to get bomb off on one of these squads. Hellcat's advancing. Propaganda war. So that has been selected. Force back those infantry. Propaganda war is relatively effective versus mass infantry spam. And I don't heard the Nebworf for firing. I'm not sure where, however. Got 2 strokes out in the field. He does pop both of them. Hellcat. Maybe a good idea not to pull out any more Hellcats, because there's quite a bit of armor there. So he does get a engine detonation, or a landmine detonation right there. He does thread the needle between these 2 landmines. A nice 7-10 split. Does find the landmine there with the airborne troops. Fired up with cover suppression, but getting ripped apart, however. Drops one of the recoilless rifles. This Hellcat does go down to this landmine detonated by his buddy. Hellcat advances forward, flame engines. Ooh! Massive strafing run there, getting a lot of, it looks like 2 squads of Pioneers and a lot of Volksgrenadiers. These squads fall back, Hellcat does main gun destroyed, and there goes all the Hellcats. Airborne AT gun, double click as it's falling from the sky, you get the nice cinematic drop right there. Let's take a quick look. Let's see. Of course, we've seen no more Hellcats. We got 2 squads of riflemen. Dropped recoilless rifle here, so this airborne squad only has 1 recoilless rifle. 30 cal, pushing me forward with 1 model. I suppose that's fine. It's more of a disposable weapon at this point in time. It does spot the observation post there. So the Wehrmacht player has actually got observation post onto a field point. And there goes 234 to the airborne AT gun, and does use propaganda war force back this rifleman squad. Airborne AT gun finds a shot there onto the 234. That's actually a MG42, not a 30 cal. My bad. I could have sworn that was a 30 cal. Single course rifle pushing way forward. The other one has not been picked on up, and now the Volksgrenadier with a picked up barge overrunning the AT gun. He does not have the supply drop just yet. So that's my mistake of calling that a little bit early.
Our forces are taking casualties.
AT gun does get T-crewed. There's 5 models left from this rifleman squad. Now there's 2 with a fresh AT gun that's not so fresh and also not crewed anymore. The airborne squad's advancing forward. Fires 1 shot through recoilless rifles and falls back. Does get by the body blocked there. And he will manage to escape away, but receive some more shots on the retreat. AT gun now receiving some fire, trying to wipe out the AT gun.
We have a threat to our resources now.
Another supply drop of, well, not another supply drop, but supply drop is now available.
Krauts have cut forward supply lines.
Airborne, welcome to France.
The enemy is after our victory point.
Looks like Nebworf firing a barrage somewhere.
Forward supply lines.
Not sure where though. Looks like somewhere in this direction. Volksgrenadier will get overran by the rifleman squad, and there's also flaming shears to dissuade them from being inside the garrison. Nebworf actually barraged the base poorly. And propaganda war does force back those squads. We do still have the rifleman squad here, so he's able to capture that BP. We got 2 levels of efficiency on these Stug, so which means he does have access to the pintle mounts. Captured MG42 firing away. Rifleman squad's advancing. US player has lost a number of assets, but he still is very much ahead on VPs. 415 to 100 even. Preference squad does fall back, and the Pioneers do get suppressed briefly by the captured MG42. Recon running on 4. He does not have enough munitions for a bombing run. And there's 2 recoilless rifles on the squad. He has picked up the drop recoilless rifle and takes out and completely destroys the Nebel Warfare there with the recoilless rifles. Very nice. Right now, the US players doing a good job playing the VP game.
Crew, look alive!
Fresh AT gun deployed on out as well. And he's probably got both his levels of supply yard up and going. I am assuming. Actually, no. Looks like just one. That's the other side should be filled out if it got 2, correct? Supply drops raining on in, or dropping on in. Hopefully it's not raining. This last thing you want to do is have a mortar hit your head. A mortar tube hit your head, not a mortar. Folks Grenadiers are falling on back. It's all retreating away. And those are the engineers and MG42 is going to try to capture the VP. The flame engineers can dissuade that garrison. Now a King Tiger has deployed on the field. He's trying to apply some heavy pressure towards the central VP. No bombing run just yet. He does have enough munitions for a strafing run. Flame engineers does fall back. He may get wiped out. Does get wiped out by the King Tiger. Other flame engineer squads falling back as well. Over here, we've got the AT gun and airborne troops are advancing, trying to capture up this central VP. And it's right now a single capture in favor of the US player, which is very important. Volkswagen are not going to advance towards this rifleman inside this garrison. Only 4 models, but able to dash out a lot of damage from right there. The Tiger is advancing. And the airborne squad is going to be capturing up this VP. And that would be double capture in favor of the US player. That would quickly counting down against the Wehrmacht player. He may have a lot of heavy assets deployed on the field, but heavy assets means nothing if you don't secure the ground beneath them. After all, tanks could only provide a sphere of influence. They can't capture territory. AT gun firing some shots there on the King Tiger, and they're fired up will allow him to soft retreat away a bit more effectively. He's saving up his missions, though he doesn't even have any infantry target for his strafing runs. Maybe a good idea to retarget with a Stug. It's a bit more of an easier target to hit, softer target. Softer steel. We may see a sticky bomb. Yes, we do see a sticky bomb there, and that may take out the Stug. Yep, the sticky bomb does take out the Stug right there. Airborne troops being reinforced from the front line, and they do a full retreat now. Riflemen do force back the Volksgrenadier, and able to get a double capture and maybe a triple capture in his favor. Pioneers are advancing. Now we do have this Stug being repaired on up.
Victory point under siege. The Germans are moving in.
Good hit there by the King Tiger. Drops a bar.
The battle is ours.
Paratroopers on point. Order, ready.
Tactical air support is asking for smoke.
Now bombing runs are available. Just needs 30 more munitions. Less than 1 minute's worth of munitions to bring in a nice P-47 bombing run. This bar is being captured up. We got more smoke raining on by the US player. Very nice. Now the AT gun is advancing. Gets good hits there. A lot of good targets for him. Flame engineers trying to decapture that VP. At this point is being captured up by some pioneers. And he's saved, not throwing the sticky bomb there. He's trying to save his munitions for the P-47 bombing run. But maybe good idea. Be a bit iffy when I can get an engine snare there on the King Tiger. If he gets the engine snare, then call on bombing run. That could be quite deadly. Does throw the sticky bomb there. Does get the damage engine crit. Now it's vulnerable to a bombing run. Another mission, a supply drop raining on in. And the rifleman may just stick around the sector. We do got this engineer captain deploying, so this double captain favor the US player. Oh! Okay, he does actually have quite a bit of munitions consumed right there. That looked like a perfect bombing run right there. He's gonna fire some shots there, and now we got a... Oh, he is casting the bombing run. Got some good hits there. That was at 190. He must have canceled some sort of upgrade to get that munitions there. Force rifles push way forward.
Germans are moving
Does
in.
take out that Stug.
Under fire! Taking fire! That oversword!
The enemy is after our victory point.
Pioneers are receiving a bit of fire right there. And the MG42, captured MG42, does go down. Rifleman captured that point. It's complete neutral capture. The X player is capturing up this point and does capture this point, so that capture over here will not lose him any tickets at the moment. But we've got the Rifleman and Flame Engineers going to dissuade that. Rifleman squad could get back in the garrison there and save us munitions for a straight run to keep that point secure. And once this point gets captured up, it should be game for the US player. Flame Engineers advance forward, Rifleman squad's full retreat, AT guns severely wounded, and now Repulse Rifles may take out the King Tiger there, and looks like the Wehrmacht player is going to just go ahead and cast some GG, realizing he's lost. 9 ticks remaining, Spout loses King Tiger, though we're seeing a lot of bounces on the rear armor, and at this point, likely going to catch out, captured on up. And that will likely be game. He even got a demolition charge being thrown there, which does kill off the King Tiger. Yep, and since he's not respawning, trying to capture those points, I think he's going to let the tickets die. Or just back out of the game before the tickets get kicked down. Either way, this is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.